The 5 mistakes that terrible teammates make, which is obviously what you are not, is they make team all about them. Philippians 2 verse 3 says, don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. And when we make everything about us, or the reason we make everything about us, it's usually when things feel out of control and we want to take control because it feels safer. But to do that, it means that we have to make everything about us. And it's just, I guess, a warning to be okay with things not being exactly how you want them to be. And in a team, everyone has to compromise. Everyone has to make some concession as a team member. And we don't want to be leading or being a teammate or a team member coming from a place of insecurity. And that just brings instability. And we don't want to have that in a team. We want to see our team, healthy and flourishing and thriving. And sometimes we have to be the kind of team member that asks for feedback within the life of a team. And sometimes it's hard if we're not a secure person to ask for feedback. But the truth is that it's very hard for us to know if we're getting it wrong because we are inherently flawed people. We're all broken people. We're all a little bit selfish, and we do need to ask others, and we do need to listen to them if we want to be a great team member. And we don't want to be a terrible teammate that makes teams all about ourselves. And the second thing that terrible teammates tend to do is they keep their challenges in the dark. And that's, again, it comes from a place of, not wanting to being the one who's, not pulling their weight or not contributing. But we can't be thinking that the crisis that we're in or even the challenge that we're facing is going to cure itself. The tensions are going to automatically work themselves out. And like we heard Richard share earlier, you have to deal with that stuff. You have to go to the crisis and go to the tension and deal with it. And that, it's a lie to think that time heals all wounds. It doesn't. We can't keep those things hidden or in the dark. Those kinds of thoughts aren't helpful and they don't move anything forward. They keep our teams stuck and they keep our teams small and they keep our teams ineffective. So we have to be okay with being accountable to each other. And like I said, I just love the fact that we can do that as a church and as team members in our church, that we don't have to hide the mistakes that we make, but we can bring them out. And also we can challenge other people because we're all big people and we all want to win, and we all know what the goal is, and we're all okay to be pointing out where others can improve and can grow. The third thing that terrible teammates tend to do is they put their life into autopilot. They're the kind of team member that's happy to set and forget. What we have to recognise is that people do change and grow, and even if we don't grow, people are going to grow and they'll grow around us. And when we set our lives in autopilot, then we're not adjusting to the growth of other people in our world. And a couple of things happen when that's the case. If we set our lives on autopilot, is we keep treating others like the people that they used to be. And I've definitely been guilty of this before, where other people in my world have just really been excelling in their field, and I was just surprised at how far they've come. And I've thought to myself, wow, I've probably been mistreating that person. I've probably been assuming things of that person that haven't been true for some time, where they've grown and they've dealt with their stuff and they've been able to be a bigger and better person. And here I am, I'm still the one who's kind of stuck seeing them through a lens that I had about them that was maybe 5 years or 10 years old. So that's the first thing. We keep treating other people the way they used to be. And if we put our life in autopilot, we stop treating ourselves like the person we should be becoming. And we stop expecting better of ourselves. We stop expecting more of ourselves. And then we get stuck and we become discouraged. And so let's just not be the kind of teammates that set our lives into autopilot. There's always more that we can be growing into. And as I said, as team members in the life of Beyond Church, I'm always so encouraged when I see people doing things a little bit outside of their comfort zone. And again, I want to just highlight every one of you who is just at the moment in our current season, still turning up, still serving, learning new technology, learning how to engage in an online platform, and persevering through it, because we thought it might have just been for a few weeks, but here we are. This is week 5, I think, of week 4, and we're still turning up, and you're still turning up, so you should be encouraged. Number 4, don't forget, I've got a question coming. They choose to endure. This is the terrible teammate that we are not. They choose to endure their team instead of enjoy their team. Psalm 16 verse 11 says, "You will show me the path of life. In your presence is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore." And the truth is that we are not at our best in any area of our life when we aren't enjoying it, when we aren't enjoying doing life with the people that God has put in our world. And at Beyond Church, one of our cultural imperatives is fun. And so it's a choice to have fun. Now, you can choose to endure being on team, or you can choose to enjoy being on team, enjoying the different personalities, enjoying the challenges, enjoying the quirkiness and the differences that we all have. And it's better together. And I know, hey, it's so hard at the moment to really be enjoying what it is to be like immersively connected in deep community when we're not face to face. I totally get that. But again, I just love seeing in the online platform us all coming together and making the absolute most of that time and really enjoying it. And we are working so hard to try and make that as fun as possible. And I again want to just thank you for in the chat and in our Zoom pre and post services for those team members who are part of that you do bring a whole lot of fun and encouragement. And that is what makes a great team member and a great team. And fifth, and finally, before I ask you this question, a terrible teammate, they make Jesus their last resort and not their first call. And as teams serving on mission in the local church, we've actually got this, and this is unique to the church, right? This is something that only the local church gets to tap into. We actually have a superpower, and it often goes untapped. And that's the power of the Holy Spirit that's ours through relationship with Jesus Christ. And I want to encourage all of us as team members to be the kind of team members that go to Jesus first and go to Jesus regularly. And if we do that, we'll find the truth that's in Matthew 11:28-30, which says, "Are you weary, carrying a heavy burden?" And as team members, we do. We often share each other's burdens, don't we? Are you weary, carrying a heavy burden? Then come to me, come to Jesus. I will refresh your life, for I am your oasis. Simply join your life with mine. This is coming to Jesus. This is making him our first call, not our last resort. Join your life with mine. Learn my ways. You'll discover that I'm gentle, humble, easy to please, and you'll find refreshment and rest in me. And I want to serve on teams where the people in the teams that I'm serving with, they're refreshed people. They're rested people. They're not rushed people, that there's something light about them. There's something buoyant about them. There's something light about their spirit. And that only comes through an intimate and regular relationship with Jesus Christ. That verse concludes with, it says that, "For all I require of you will be pleasant and easy to bear." So every great team that's actually achieving great things does undergo pressure and tension and stress. That's normal. But who's our first call in that crisis? Well, who do we go to first? And I would pray and hope that it's Jesus. And so here's my question for you, and I'm going to look for an answer here. What do you love about serving in and working in a team? What is it about teamwork and serving with a group of people that are working toward the same goal that you love? What do you love about serving together in a team?